What is going on, everybody? This is Major League Hatz, and welcome to another edition of Funko Pops and Beer. Today, like any other thing, you have common beers. So, just like in the pop business, you got common pops. Nobody really cares about these pops. Their value's like worth crap, so it's not really worth collecting. But sometimes you want to pick them up just because they're on a discount to kind of try to help build the collection. And on top of that, if you know somebody like a young kid or somebody in your family that might like pops as well, these are perfect for taking out of the package. So with that being said, just like we have common pops, we have common beers. And you're probably going like, Major League Hatz, why are you reviewing Coors and Bud Light? Why not? I bet nobody has ever really done a review on Coors Light. I can't recall if I have. So I have two pops right next to me, common pops, not worth a darn thing except for probably like maybe $5-6. So I thought they would go perfect with today's review of Coors Banquet of Beers from Golden, Colorado, brewed with 100% Rocky Mountain water since 1873. It's been around for a very long time. And then of course we have our Bud Light. It says always brewed using the choicest hops, best barley malt, and rice. So it looks like Bud Light. It talks a big game. I know it's been around for a while. It's another one of those old beers. It actually is traded on the New York Stock Exchange, so you could actually go get some shares of Bud Light if you want. And overall, it's actually a very decent share to have if you ever think about getting some shares. So we're going to start with the coolers. So here we go. See if I can open it. Oh, look at the bubbles on that. Look at that, baby. Oh, I can't even turn it because it'll spill. Wow, man. All right, so right off the bat, it fizzed up. Doesn't have a huge smell. It has a nice little aroma smell, but nothing too fancy. Nothing saying like, oh, I gotta get into this. So let's just pour it. It's a nice golden yellow there. Nice bubbles right there. Still smells really smooth, nothing overpowering. I didn't even check the alcohol per volume on this. It's probably not even that high. I would have to say it's probably in, I don't want to say the threes because typically it's probably in the fours. So let's just see. Oh, I'm sorry. Apparently this is a 5% alcohol by volume. It's 147 calories. Not that I'm watching my calories, but the fact that it's a 5% alcohol per volume tells me I would have to say it's not a weak beer. It's not a strong beer. I would say anything like in the 4% would be considered a weak beer. So I'll call this a middle. I usually like my beers at least in the mid 6s to high 7s because it's like you could drink like a couple of those and you feel good. So anyways, let's try some of this. See the nice bubbles coming up on this thing? Okay, so that means, I don't know. It looks like it's good quality overall. Not really any smell going on. Nothing to get too crazy about. Has a very bland taste. Yep, very bland taste. And I bet you're going like, well, that's because you drank it from the cup. Okay, you got a point there. If you guys are not aware, but I'm sure you guys are, that when you drink a beer from a glass to a cup, especially if it's not a chilled cup, it can change the flavor a little bit. And also, if you just drink it straight from the can, which it came out of the fridge, so it was Rocky Mountain cold, it's going to have a different flavor. Just like when you go to an amusement park, if you get a beer out of a plastic container, it has a different taste as well. So let's try it from the can. Okay, It does taste a little bit better. It's colder, but it really has that bland taste. Coors to me is just one of those kind of beers that if you want to be drinking with your buddies or whatever, and you're trying to kind of, I guess, say keep up with them in a sense, you know, to kind of party for a couple hours, you can go with Coors. And I'm pretty much going to say the same thing for Bud Light. Bud Light's the same thing. Because the one thing about Coors and Bud Light, and even though we haven't tasted it, I've tried Bud Light numerous times, so I know the flavor. But we'll get to that review here in just a second to make it official. But it's just one of those beers that's going to make you go piss a lot. And the fact that it is 5%, you can get a bunch of those down and you won't even probably feel it till it's way too late when you don't feel good. So don't go overboard on the coolers. So that was the coolers. It's okay. Not too bad. Not too great. That is why the price on Coors is actually pretty reasonable. It's on a price scale, Coors is probably, I would say, out of a money of a 5-star, I would say it's probably like about a 1.5 to 2 for like a 6-pack. It's not too expensive. Probably looking about $5-6 for a 6-pack of cans, and same with bottles about that. So nothing too high. All right, so let's get on to the first pop. It's a common pop. It's an okay pop. It's an older pop, but we got BAM! Something just fell out and I don't know what it was. So we got a DC Comics Bombshells Catwoman. Now, I don't know anything about the DC Bombshells. I know that it has Batwoman, Supergirl, Hawk Girl, which I actually have like a Hot Topic exclusive, so that's kind of why I decided to get this one. Poison Ivy and Catwoman. I've been getting them for a really good price, so I figured, hey, if I can come across a set, why not? So I do now have a couple of these. Let's take her out of the package. Let's see if I can get it out without screwing it up too bad. Overall, I mean, it's Catwoman. If you were a fan of Catwoman, you know, why not get this one? I really like the fact that she's got that old style look with the, you know, the headband here. You got your little cat ears. You got like, I guess this is like a little hair clip. I love the glasses with the pink shade on there. So that looks actually really nice. She's got her little whip right here. Some sort of like rope lasso thing. Got her little stockings on right here. I love... Looks like with the glasses tint, it looks like she has some blush on, but she really doesn't. She has like a little mole next to her eye, little pearl earrings right there. So it looks really good. So check her out. Looks really nice, not bad. Love the detail, very classy. You know, it's not a terrible one if you can get it for a really good price, but it's definitely not one that I'm going to be chasing to try to find, you know, if it's not available. So not a very bad one. Let's see if she stands. I know you can't see it. She is not standing. So did she have a... Yes, didn't see it, but she has a little pedestal. So here we go. We're gonna put this on her feet so she can stand better. All right, there we go. Now we got her standing. So there we go. We got Catwoman. And yes, I know you can't see her, but I will get a close-up of her in a little bit. So Catwoman did very nice. Alright, so the next beer, of course, is a Bud Light. We already kind of talked a little bit about it, but it says always brewed using the choicest hops, best barley malt, and rye. So we read that a little bit already. Trademark, of course. They're world renowned. I'm trying to see if I can find the alcohol per volume on this one. This has 110 calories in it. This is a 4.2% alcohol by volume, so it's actually lesser than the coolers. So let's pop this thing open. Here we go. Okay, we didn't get all the bubbles or anything. Now, granted, I didn't really have it like I did with the coolers, but didn't get any bubbles on the top. Let's check out the smell before we pour it. Smells honestly like coolers, so nothing crazy. It's like it talks a big game with the advertisement of always brewed using the finest hops, best barley malt. Let's check it out. Now I'm using a different glass. You can just hear those bubbles sizzling up. It's actually very clear. It's a light yellow color. This is, like I said, one of those kind of beers that it's going to make you go pee a lot. Now, I will tell you right off the bat, I do notice that. Let me just pour a little bit more in here because I don't think I poured as much as I did with the coolers. to see if my seeing is right. But if you notice, there isn't as many bubbles in the Bud Light. I'm not really sure why that is. I see minimal bubbling compared to the Coors beer. So foam wise, decent. Look at that, nice little foam. I'm not a huge foam guy, so obviously we're gonna have to let that go down. Check out the smell. I'll be honest, guys, it actually kind of smells kind of bad. I'm just gonna let you guys know, I'm not judgmental or nothing, but I'm not a super huge Bud Light guy fan anymore ever since basically I've discovered beer. So this is not one of my go-to beers when I want to just drink a beer. I usually go to Coors or Corona just because it's a little bit stronger in the flavor, especially Corona. So let's try it out. Like I did say, this has 4.2% alcohol by volume. Yep, pretty much tastes like nothing. This is that type of beer that I don't want to say this is the poor man's beer. Probably get a lot of flack for that, but I'd have to say this is the poor man's beer. Price wise, probably looking at like a 1 star. You can get one of these 24-ounce cans like this for like probably $1.50-ish, give or take. Maybe even cheaper in some areas. Yep. You know, the bad part is I'll have to drink it, but it does not taste that good. Let's get on to the next pop. This is another one from the DC Bombshells. This is a Hot Topic exclusive, but we have, bam, Delia Dent, and she is holding a Joker stick of some sort, and she has a walking stick in her hand. So let's pull this little lady out. And like I did mention, I'm not really chasing to get these DC Bombshells. It's just I thought since I got it for a good price, why not, right? She's literally fallen out of her package. All right, so we got her out. She comes with the stand as well. So I'll pull out the stand. All right, guys, so detail-wise, looks okay. It has a normal Funko figure face, so it has no mouth. She doesn't have any glasses. Got some nice little eyes. Got the drawn on eyebrows. The hair is nice, stylish, like into roses and whatnot. I do like her outfit, though. She's got the Joker stick, or whatever you want to call it, a little walking cane here. I'm really not sure what these little sash things are on her dress. She's got some pink purple socks with some tears in them, little black high heel type shoes. I don't even know what kind of shoes they're really called. And then it looks like she's got some sort of shoulder pad things going on. So I mean, what can I say? For like $3, why not? I wouldn't say run home and grab it off the eBay or anything, but it's not a bad one. It's not a great one, but not a bad one. It's just a common one. So just like beer, we have a common pop. Let's put her on her little stand, and there we go. So there we go. We got our 2 DC Bombshell girls here and our 2 crappy beers. I will say though, out of the beers, Coors prevails. If you guys are thinking about getting a decent beer that you just want to kind of be drinking with the buddies, I'd go Coors. Bud Light, you're terrible. Your stock does good. A lot of people like your beer, but like I said, to me, it's a poor man beer, and it gets a 1 out of 5 star on the money list. So sometimes if money's tight, I understand why you would go for Bud Light, because sometimes you do need a nice, cold, refreshing beer in the summertime. Thank you for watching. This is Major League Hats out. See you in the next Funko Pops and beer review. Later.